Hey, what's up? Welcome to Degen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts like the chart behind me, which is of Nikola, ticker symbol NKLA, which closed last week on January 12th at a price of 70 cents, which is a significant level. That's where approximately where I have this orange line drawn at 70.5 cents, having served as support back here in May of 2023. And it also had served as support before the recent run up to $1, where this green line is. So it is quite possible that it will act as support again, but I have a feeling like price will be breaking lower, and so I'm going to go over why that is, but also go over where I do think we will find support. And so looking at the chart, I had omitted a couple lines that are basically bigger time frame trend lines. I don't think that they're really significant for the time frame that we're looking at, so I omitted them and I updated with new trend lines. And so one of those is this dashed white line that we have here going back to the low before this big run up at 52.1 cents, which was hit on June 6th. And then the other pivot point for that line is, I believe, the low of December 11th. And the current price at 70 cents is just above that trend line. So I do think that it could hold as support for maybe a couple more days, but ultimately I do think it will break below that level. And so one of the reasons for that is because in these solid white lines, I see that a falling wedge is forming. And so in order to break out of that, I do think we will need another test of the bottom before we can break out of it. And so the two lines that are there, this top one is based on these two pivot points. You can see the blue circles, one being at the high of August 16th and the other one being at, I believe, the open on September 29th. And with that, I'll zoom in a second, but it does look like that served as significant resistance recently. And that's actually why we saw a breakdown from the bull flag that I thought I had identified, but apparently I was wrong about that. And then here, this level of support is based on the intersection of this yellow line, 85.5 cents, and the tail of the candle on September 11th. And then also the other pivot point, I believe, is on December 11th, same as the dashed line. And so with that being said, I'm just going to zoom in so we can look a little bit closer at the current price action. And so what we see here is this, what I thought looked like a bull flag, did seem like there was downtrending consolidation, seemed like it'd be breaking to the upside. However, at the time, I hadn't noticed this white downtrending line of resistance, and it looked like that is what the price action was bumping into, ultimately getting rejected, moving down below 85.5 cents, and now retesting the orange line at 70.5 cents. That level had previously served as support before the move up to $1, but I don't think that's going to happen even with this convergence of these two levels, the 70.5 cent orange line and this dashed white line. Even with those two levels of support, I do think we will be seeing price breaking lower. Specifically, I see price coming down to this red line I had drawn in a previous video at 58.4 cents. And so I see that as being the next level of support because it does coincide with the bottom of this wedge. And so I do see that price over the next week or two will be dropping to that level, but then finding support there and then moving up to test the top side of this wedge, potentially break out. And if it does break out, since there will be notable levels of resistance, like here if I throw up the volume profile, we can see just above this orange line, just above the yellow line, there's notable volume traded there where there was this consolidation. And so that is now going to be resistance if we're coming from below. And so I do think that if we do break lower, test the bottom of the wedge, and we do break out, I do think that price will get rejected at one of these levels around the bottom of the shelf here at about 72, 73 cents, or up here right around 85 cents before a pullback, a retest of that wedge, now then acting as support, confirming that breakout, and then a move to higher levels like 85.5 or potentially $1. But I do want to note that $1 I do think is a very significant level. I do think price is being suppressed below that level, having this wick go up to $1 for only a minute, less than a minute. No closes above that level, so there is potential risk of a reverse split being needed in order to keep this stock compliant with the NASDAQ listing. So I think that it's good to be preparing for the downside, a retest of 60 cents, if not lower, at 58.4 cents. I do think we will find support and then bounce, hopefully breaking out of this wedge to the upside and potentially $1. And those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching.